Let's get it.
Get it. So, obviously, we're sitting in a spot with the best start in Thunder history.
Yeah.
So, how does that make you feel, Dave?
I like the feeling of 7-0. I mean, that's just, to me, it proves that something's going on here, right? I know it's the beginning of the season, and a lot of these teams aren't, fully functioning, but we're not either. So that's where it gets exciting for me, is because I know we're not done with our growth yet.
There were a couple of game moments in the Magic game where it looked like we could just make this a 40-point game, and then there were a couple of moments where it looked like it might end up single digits. So, although we won by a good margin, we didn't really put them away as fast as we want to for ourselves to be playing an 82-game season and make sure our stars have the rest going into the playoffs that we need. So there's another gear at 7-0. It seems weird to be completely unsatisfied with the level we're playing with. There are moments, there are quarters that we look great, and then there are quarters or half quarters where you're wondering, why did we look so great a minute ago? What was the difference? How are we going from playing some of the best basketball we've ever seen to letting a team like the Magic get back in the game?
Well, I mean, when you have somebody like Shea on your team, who's pretty much averaging 8, points a quarter on regular last year, at the end of the season, he was just crushing it. When you have a player like that, it makes everything else easier. But Shea obviously didn't win the MVP last year. We all kind of disagreed with it, but I think this year it's different for him. And let me explain to you why I think it's different for Shea this year in the MVP voting is because of one situation he is in. He's got a player next to him that is going to be a top 10 MVP voter this year, and that's Chet.
So?
Oh, I absolutely, I think so. I think Chet is going to continue his dominance on defense, where everybody's going to be watching and be like, damn, that guy can play. Then I think on offense, he's going to be averaging something like 20 points a game. And when you have a player that's averaging 20 plus points a game and is a killer on defense, he gets a lot of nods from a lot of people at that point. And I think that he'll be in the top 10, maybe top 15 if you want to say he'll drop that low, but whatever. I don't care. He's going to be proving that he's a top 15 player in the NBA. And to me, that's why I believe Shea is going to be able to be pushed over to the edge on MVP voting, is because when you're substantially better than everybody else in the league because of other players, you get more recognition. And if Shea doesn't average 30 points a game, but he averages 28, 29 points a game, averaging 7, 8 assists, whatever it is, and 2 or 3 steals, I'm telling you, this will be a better season for him if we win 5, 6 more games than we did, 7 more games than we did last year. If we win 10 more games than we did last year, then it's a whole new ball game. But I think that this is the moment that we have to take a look at and say it's either Shea winning MVP, right, and Chet finishing the top 10, or we're looking at this in a different perspective. But the way that Shea's playing, the way that Chet's playing, these guys are making this team far above everybody else. J-Dub's even playing outstanding with 23 points last night. But I look at the duo of
I think
Chet
17
and Shea, and those two guys have that killer instinct. What's that?
Yeah, I think it was 17 or 19
Chet
points
had 14
of dubs were in the first quarter. No, I'm just talking about dub right now, but he put that up in the first quarter. And Shea, I think he had 7 assists in the first quarter. Something crazy like that. And you see it kind of playing out. This guy's doing what he wants, and he's learning how to let the game come to him and be the great teammate that he needs to be. And obviously, the chemistry between Chet and Shea, I would say it's not really there. There are certain moments where you can see Shea recognize what he has in Chet and start just really kind of leaning into that. But most of the time, he's not seeking out the pick and roll with Chet yet. But as the season goes on, they're going to find moments within the offense where they can play off of each other. And this is honestly the first time that Shea's ever played with anybody who was a complete dog and at his level.
Yeah, and we're used to Shea taking 20 plus shots a game, and right now he's taking 16, something like that. I'm sure if you average it out, it'll be a little bit more than that. But if you're looking at what Shea's doing, he's allowing everybody else to get up to par. He knows that he can't win a championship by himself. He knows that he can't win a gold medal by himself. So what is Shea doing? He's sacrificing 10 shots a game right now, 8 shots a game right now in order for these other guys to get ready to go, because he needs them in order to win a championship. And he cannot win a championship if it's just all him. So he knows that. We know that. And now it's just a matter of getting the 3 guys that he's going to be leaning on the most ready for that. And that's J-Dub, that's Chet, that's I mean, you could throw anybody else in there, but the point is that you need more guys to be able to continue to get better.